Y'all, the white people are fed up on this app. I don't know how many videos I have come across of white people saying, y'all need to chill. The white exhaustion within the white race, it's something to be studied, because if y'all are fed up, then you know something is wrong. Like, some people, most of the times, there's not that many people calling out white people on their bull, especially their own kind. But to see so many videos of just exhaustion is insane. So that's how I know this is just a key indicator of people being more vocal on beliefs, where they stand, whereas back then they would just be quiet and just sit in their privilege. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's great. I think those videos are great. Keep calling out people and having uncomfortable conversations in the comments. I'm going to be there. I'm not going to say much, but if I like the video, I like the video, because you're also safe. You're also safe. And that's how you identify yourself. Not with a blue bracelet, because I'm not really looking at your wrist out in public. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not looking at your wrist. So I'm looking at what you say, how you interact, and how you do to change the trajectory. So keep it up. Bye.
What? Wait a minute. I'm missing something. Y'all fill me in. Maybe I missed a liberal talking point somewhere, somehow. What are these blue bracelets? So blue bracelets, I'm assuming, I'm using my context clues here. Blue bracelets mean, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, that you are maybe a white apologist and you are standing with black people and you are trying to check other people. And that doesn't mean that there aren't racist people, racist white people. That doesn't mean that there aren't racist black people. But y'all are basically trying to make yourself seem more palatable to black people by saying that I'm going to wear this blue bracelet and I stand with you guys and I apologize for something that I wasn't necessarily a part of or for something that happened in the past. And please forgive me, and I'm going to check other white people because I'm on your side and I'm really black with white skin now. And I'm going to check other white people in order to make sure I hold them accountable. I never thought that I would live to be watching what I'm watching today, but my goodness, what is going on out here? So white people are wearing blue bracelets in order to justify how they're holding other white people accountable for their white privilege. Is this really a real thing? Like, is it real in real life? I guess so. Boy, I have seen a lot of white apologists over the past year or so, but it's getting worse. It's getting exponentially worse every single day. White people are coming out of the woodwork and they are holding themselves accountable for something that they didn't even participate. Maybe they did, I don't know. And black people are eating it up, especially black women, and they saying, listen, you're going to make sure that you make me acknowledge you as one of the good ones if you wear or you do these things. And I'm here for it. And I'm just going to watch y'all crash out. All right. Okay. So I'm with it. Sounds fun. Freedom of speech.
And don't get me started on the I'm white, non-practicing comments. Chef's kiss.
Man, I tell you what, nothing
What is
makes
a chef's kiss? I'm so out of the loop, bro.
racist white people more pissed off than me, a white person, trying to educate about racism and trying to educate about what white privilege is and all these things. And it's so funny because these same people will argue with me till they are blue in the face about how they're not racist and we don't live in a racist institution and black and brown people have it so easy and racism doesn't exist anymore. But then they will turn around and say the most racist, ignorant, vile shit you've ever heard in your life.
Notice how most of these women, they don't have the septum ring, but they definitely have a nose ring. Just want to point that out.
Disconnect is amazing. And this is why I make content like this, because it's so important. Because we do live in a racist institution, and we are all raised in racism as white people. This is simply a fact. And the crazy part about it is every one of us knows this. Even the ones who will sit there and fight with me to the death about it and act like it doesn't exist. Y'all know white people are racist. Y'all know about the casual racism, the casual microaggressions that we are raised in, no matter where we live in this United States of America. And this is why I will never stop. I will never stop trying to educate as a white person about racism and how we need to learn. We need to evolve. We need to do better. It's almost as if they feel like admitting to a racist institution or admitting to racism makes them this evil, terrible person. And so they would rather double down than to grow and be a good person. And that's so bad, because all that says to me is that you have a small mind and a cowardly soul. And I wish better for you than that.
So what she is basically, and again, you guys translate for me in the chat, what she's communicating to us is that you, white person, you are racist by default, all because you are participating in a system that keeps the man down. I should feel the racism and the microaggressions, or I should acknowledge them as a black man and take my privilege back. Yo, why can't we just love each other? Why can't we just evaluate each individual person based off of their merit? You don't know me. You don't know me. The only way that you can possibly know me is by the fruit that I bear. That's the only way that you can know that I don't hate you. And so I hold everybody accountable. I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. That's my moniker. I don't care who you are, black, white, man, woman, whatever, right? I respect your humanity and your freedom to be able to live whatever the life that you want to live, as long as you're not hurting somebody else. But you don't know me. How do you know whether or not I don't like you or I hate you, right? How do you know that? How do I know if you are a good person or if you hate other people? The only way that I can evaluate that is my experience with you. So I choose not to, the same way that I don't hold all cops in the same breath and say, oh, they're all evil just because one cop is bad. The same way, I don't do that to people. I don't do it to black people. I don't do it to white people. I don't do it to anybody. I'm going to evaluate who a person is and make a decision if I want to rock with them or if I want them in my life based off of my experience with them. That's all I can do. Otherwise, I'm going to love them all. I'm going to love everybody until you tell me not to, because that is the Christian thing to do.
Truly, because everything in your life will get better when you stop being so ignorant.
People don't think they're racist because white people don't understand racism fundamentally. White people think that to be racist, you have to be out hate criming. You have to explicitly be saying you don't like XYZ minority group. You have to be saying you think white people are better. And this level of binary thinking is extremely comfortable for white people because most white people aren't out hate criming. Most racist people aren't out hate criming or explicitly saying they hate minority groups. It's a little bit more subtle for most racist people. Obviously, there are some people who do say that, but that is the exception, not the rule. This goes for both sides of the aisle. Like during the election, people kept saying, not everyone who voted for him is racist, but all the racist people did vote for him. Completely incorrect. Reverse that. Everyone who voted for him is racist. You cannot vote for that without being racist. However, not all racist people voted for him. And that is harmful to say because that perpetuates this narrative of like, or this trope of, I have a black friend, I can't be racist.
So let me ask y'all a question. Is it only the white people that voted for him that are racist? That voted for Trump? That's what they're talking about. Is it every single white person? So you had no other issue other than the color of your skin, and that is the thing that determined whether or not you voted for Trump. It had nothing to do with safety, immigration policy, had nothing to do with tariffs, had nothing to do with traditional family values, had nothing to do with sexuality, what they teach our kids in school, budgets, jobs, employment, military, wars. None of that stuff mattered. Policy, nothing mattered. The only way that we can determine whether or not you're racist is we know that you are if you voted for We'll get there. We'll get there.
I voted for Kamala Harris. I can't be racist. I vote for the
What a
people who support
surprise.
the minorities.
What a surprise.
I'm obviously not racist, and I don't need to do any further work to prove that. Sophia Coppola is obviously conservative, and conservative racism is a little bit more explicit, but they don't think it's wrong. And they don't think they're racist because they know that racism is a bad word. That's bad. And racism is wrong. So I'm not racist. I don't hate minority groups. I just don't think that inequality is an issue. I just don't think it's wrong. I just don't think microaggressions exist, right? That's not racist. That's just how they frame their world, and that's comfortable for them. And if there's anything white people cannot give up, it's comfort. Do not make white people uncomfortable. Oh my God. Oh my God. And that goes for the left too. I personally have to work every single day to deconstruct systemic racism within myself, within the people around me, within the world that I exist in the context, right? And I have to be constantly thinking about that because racism is so deeply embedded in our society, in our psyches. But a lot of white people on the left don't feel the need to do that because they're doing their part. They're not voting for racism, so they're not racist. If they don't learn about microaggressions, then they don't have to acknowledge that they exist, and they don't have to call themselves or their friends out for doing them, right? If they call people out for saying the M-word, if they go, hey, don't say that, that's doing their part. It would be really uncomfortable for them to have to learn about the way that white supremacy exists in our society. And they don't want to be uncomfortable. Don't make them uncomfortable. Don't fight white supremacy. They're going to hate it. And this isn't an excuse at all, but this binary view of racism isn't helpful and it's not productive to think that like everyone who's racist knows it and says like, I hate minorities. It almost views it in the same lens that they view it. Racism is never okay on any level, but it isn't a binary thing. It's not lacking in nuance. Like there is a lot of nuance. There's no justification. But
for me right now, personally, even worse than black people that call me out of my name because of my political views or my ability to hold everybody accountable. For me personally, the most annoying thing that I've experienced lately is white apologists. It is cringeworthy. Always like to give credit to the content creators. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.